Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you know when I upload my videos. Okay, you guys, so I can't even lie. I am actually excited about Love and Hip Hop Season 10 because I actually started with Love and Hip Hop when it first started in Season 1. I was a Season 1 girl, so I am a fan of the OGs. And long and behold, this season, all the OGs are returning, and I am elated. Okay, so the first scene that we see Chrissy Lampkin and Jim Jones. They are rehashing on, their past seasons and like what happened and the ups and downs in their relationship. They also discuss the conflicts that she had with Yandy and Kimbella. She talks about, leaving New York with not having a lot of friends, and she's returning, and she's trying to turn over a new leaf, and she wants to work on her relationship with Jim and see if she can mend some fences. Next, we see Yandy Smith speaking at a charity event pertaining to prison reform and how the justice system affects families and how it's affected her family, with her husband currently serving an 8-year sentence. In attendance, you see Remy Ma, who actually did, I believe 6 years in prison and did 5 years of parole, and she was talking about how hard it was on her family. Also in attendance, we see Rich Dollars, who is currently going through a crisis within his family. His daughter's mother is actually in the process of going through the justice system. She's facing serious time. Going to be supporting her through this process. The event is almost done, and Yandy's already got up and had her speech. Kimbella pulls up. Now, Kimbella, she purposely came late because of whatever issues that her and Yandy is going through. As Kimbella and Yandy start talking to each other, Yandy did let her know that she was surprised that she actually came because of the issues that they were having in their friendship. And they do a playback on the demise of their friendship. Kimbella feels that Yandy has not been there for her like the way she has been there. Yandy feels some type of way. Kimbella had actually said that her taking in a teenage girl was fake. Yandy was offended by that. Next, we see Jonathan, Sin, and Yandy meet up, and Jonathan announces that Chrissy is back in town, and Yandy's face just about cracked. Okay, cracked. Yandy explains that she does not want to speak to Chrissy. She doesn't want to see Chrissy, and she doesn't want to speak to Chrissy. She just doesn't want to engage with the girl because she's had so many issues with her in the past and how they just didn't get along and they don't mesh well. Next, we see Sin Santana and Joe Budden come together, and they were talking about, the demise of their relationship and how they're trying to coexist and co-parent. Joe Budden went out to meet up with Papoose, Rich Dollars. One of the things that I appreciate is Papoose calling Joe Budden out. You propose to her, it's your responsibility to take care of her and to love her and to protect her. And he feels as though that Joe is not doing none of those things. Next, we see Remy Ma and Papoose in the studio. Remy Ma's recording a record. She gets out of the booth and she starts talking to Papoose about how it's been a struggle for her to transition back into making music after having a baby. She talks about that she doesn't have the same energy. I feel as though that she just wants to concentrate more on being a mom. She did go through a lot through her pregnancy, and she did have complications. So I feel as though that the reason why she's acting the way she's acting is because of what she went through with this child. Then next, honey, we see Kimbella and Chrissy Lampkin meet up. Child. But I am happy that they came together and they talked. Chrissy Lampkin's issues with Kimbella really had more to do with what she did to her friend. She was more upset about her disrespecting Emily B. She felt as though Kimbella crossed the line with, talking about Fab. Kimbella came to an event celebrating Emily B's separation from Fab, and that she tells the whole entire crew that she was in a relationship with this man her friend was with. Chrissy took offense to it. And she knows that Emily B is a person that's very uncomfortable. And she lost her cool because she was just like, you're going to disrespect my friend at her event. And you're just going to crush her. So since you're going to crush her, I'm going to crush your face. Chrissy wanted Kimbella to see her perspective, but at the same time, Kimbella was like, I didn't say anything to you, and like what I said had nothing to do with you. And Kimbella wanted Chrissy to see, that she was wrong for jumping into something that had nothing to do with her. Chrissy apologized for attacking Kimbella, and Kimbella seemed kind of hesitant of accepting her apology, but she takes it. This next scene, I felt as though it was like a waste of time. Joe Budden and Sin Santana met up in the park, and it turns into a screaming match. She screaming at him, he cheated. Joe Budden is being Joe Budden, never accepting responsibilities for the things that he said or the things that he did. And he's like, I didn't cheat on you. And she's like, I seen the text. They're just going back and forth. And Sin walks away, he walks away. The next scene is Remy Ma's parole party. She is celebrating being off parole. She was, on parole for 5 years. She's now free. She no longer has a curfew. She can stay outside after 8 o'clock. There's no more, piss test, and there's no more meeting with her PO. So she's so excited. I like what Remy Ma had on. It was black and white, and it looked like an old prison uniform. I thought it was cute. And we see Fat Joe in attendance. I love the relationship that Remy Ma and Fat Joe admits that her greatest work, her greatest hits, her biggest hits has been music with Fat Joe. And I just love the support that he gives her. Next, we see Fat Joe, talking to Remy Ma about doing music, and he's giving her a pep talk, and, he's happy for, for where she's at in her life. So in comes in a very beautiful and pregnant Erica Mena and Safari. I don't know, Safari's such a goofball. Also in attendance, we see Rich Dollars. Now, they did a playback showing that Rich Dollars and Safari had some words over him dating Erica Mena. And Rich Dollars is like too invested into somebody that he claims that he doesn't want to be around or want to be in a relationship with. He don't want her. And they played back that not only did Safari have issues with Rich Dollars, he also had an issue with Joe Budden. Since then, him and Joe Budden have made up. Now, this is where it really gets uncomfortable because Rich Dollars and Joe Budden goes over to speak to Erica Mena and Safari. Now, I felt as though that Rich Dollars shouldn't have went over there because of the things that he has publicly said about Erica Mena, and it's been recent. It's since last season. So he has nothing nice to say. So I don't really understand what was the purpose of him going to the table and greeting them at all. So Rich Dollars reaches out his hand to go shake Erica Mena's hand, and Erica's like, that uncomfortable friend that you bring to the barbecue and she don't know what it is, what a barbecue is? That's exactly how Erica Mena was acting, like she ain't never been around these people and she don't know them. Child, I was outdone. I was hollering at the way that Erica Mena was acting. I was like, what is going on? Like, these people. I mean, I understand that a situation between you and Rich Dollars is just uncomfortable, and I felt as though that he shouldn't have approached you at all. It was just weird. But your reaction was just like a deer in headlights. Like you ain't know what was going on. Everybody knows that, Erica Mena ain't shy, and she ain't a person that's lost for words. So it was just funny. Next, we see Remy Ma, Jonathan, and Yandy Smith talking at the table. And in comes Kimbella with Chrissy Lampkin. Child. Yandy was so confused because she was just like, wait a second, why are you walking with the person that beat the living daylights out of you? What is going on here? I don't understand why you're here together. Why did you come here together? Chrissy then speaks to Yandy, and she's trying to explain that she just wants to let go of like all the negative energy and the tension in between them. And she wants bygones to be bygones, but she also wants Yandy to understand where their problems started from, like why everything escalated the way they did. She felt as though that Yandy had crossed boundaries in her relationship by questioning the way that Jim spends his money. Yandy explains that the reason why she was asking him what he was doing with his money was because Jimmy had asked her to watch over his finances and, to make sure that he's not spending more than what he is actually making. Now, it pains me to say this. It pains my heart to even say this. But I actually agree with Yandy on this particular situation. Jim asked Yandy to not only manage him, but to also manage his finances. So she had his bank statements, and she was seeing the amount of money that was coming in and the amount of money that was going out. When you're a person that watches somebody's finances, of course you're going to ask them, like, what are you doing with your money? You can't ask for help and then get mad at how the way that person is helping you. Because let's be clear, Yandy is doing good. Okay, Yandy has sustained herself and launched a bunch of businesses, and she's standing on her own 2 feet, which means that she's really good with money. So Jim evidently saw that and trusted her judgment. So you can't get mad at the fact that she was questioning Jim about that, because that's what Jim wanted her to do. When it comes to a person that's really good with money management, you can't get upset on how the way that they are managing your money. And you were the girlfriend, not his business partner. So I have to take Yandy's side. Also, we find out that Chrissy wanted Jim to fire Yandy and take control his finances and also manage him, which we never knew. In the midst of Chrissy arguing with Yandy, Yandy starts arguing with Kimbella, and Jonathan jumps in and defends Yandy to both Kimbella and Chrissy. Now, Jonathan is friends with all 3 ladies, but Jonathan comes across as a person that he would defend the person that defended him the most, and he has a solid relationship with Yandy. So regardless if he's friends with Kimbella or Chrissy, he's always going to take up for Yandy, period. Next, we see Sin, Rich Dollars, and Yandy meet up to talk about Remy's mom's parole party. And one of the things that I thought that was like really terrible is that Rich Dollars continues to talk about a woman who he previously had a relationship with that has moved on, and you've moved on into other relationships. Like, I don't understand why you even care how the way Erica Mena was acting. He was talking about how she was acting super weird and how something pertaining to spit and shaking her hand. For him to talk about a woman like that to 2 other women and they don't correct him, that says a lot. Even though Sin Santana and Erica Mena have a past with each other, it's still wrong for a man to be disrespectful like that. They talk about how Safari has been distancing himself since he's gotten a relationship with Erica Mena. I mean, that happens. When you get a new boo, you get a new man, you get a new girlfriend or whatever, you're going to be all about that person. And Erica Mena is pregnant right now. Like, if he's distant, he's distant. And Yandy is like, I just want my friend back. Well, guess what? He got a whole woman that's pregnant and he ain't worried about you. I mean, like, you, his friend, he's going to come back around, but you need to understand that he is opening a new chapter in his life. Like, come on. Like, you're saying that Safari's acting weird because he's with Erica. Get over yourself, man. That's his wife. And she pregnant. Bye. Rich Dollars also talks about how Safari has been cheating on Erica Mena with this girl named Canby from Jamaica. And I'm like, why do you even care? You're not with her. I mean, like, let them figure out their relationship. Next, we see the return of Tahiri. Now, Tahiri is an OG of Love and Hip Hop New York. She actually was in a relationship with Joe Budden. It was chronicled on the show, and he proposed, and she said no, and then she left the show. So she meets up with Erica Mena, and she finds out that Erica is pregnant, and they play catch up. Tahiri tells Erica Mena that even though her and Joe broke up, he still remained in contact with her. And when he was going to ask Sin Santana to marry him, he reached out to her via text to let her know. Now, Joe, I need you to get it together. Why are you texting your ex to tell her that you're going to ask your current girlfriend to marry you? Like, what does that have to do with her? Like, that's none of her business. Like, you're in a whole different relationship. Like, why does she even know that? I don't know if it's it may be made up for TV that he reached out to her. We don't know. It might be just a storyline. So next we see Safari and Erica Mena having some type of gathering at their house. They invited Tahiri and Joe. Tahiri and Joe like rehash their relationship, and Joe admits to contacting her throughout the years. I don't know. I just thought it was inappropriate, but it's for a storyline. Him and Thierry decides that they will meet up at a different time to rehash and to talk things out. They don't want to talk around a whole bunch of people, and they get back to the party. Finally, the episode ends with Safari and Erica Mena meeting up with a lawyer. Now, Erica made it seem as if they were going to a lawyer to hash out their financial dealings, but he finds out that Erica wants a prenup. So he got highly upset. The lawyer was like, "Do you want me to leave?" He was like, "Yeah, can you please step out?" And he just went off on Erica, and Erica just started crying, and she's like, she doesn't want him to cheat, and if he cheats, she gets everything. And he was like, "That's not going to happen. We should have talked about this before you brought me here." In the confessionals, you see that he's saying that, he didn't cheat on her. He doesn't want to cheat. And then somebody asks him, "Well, what's going on with these rumors with you talking to this girl named Canby?" And he completely dismisses it. He's like, "It never happened." Then the episode ends with Erica Mena and Safari in the lawyer's office, and then they give us a preview what's going to happen this season. We see the return of Olivia, which I think is cool because Olivia has been around since season 1. Some new faces of some rappers that are coming on in the season. But I do have like a few questions. They're bringing back all these people, right, from season 1. So I had to ask, where's Samaya Reese? Is she coming back to the show? Because I think that would be interesting. I would love to see Samaya Reese back. I don't care what you say about her, talk about her rap style. That woman went and did more than everybody did on that show. I think the only other person that has been more successful than Samaya was probably Cardi B. Actually, was Cardi B. Where's Samaya? Where are you? I want to see you. I miss Samaya on the show. I think that she would be a great addition. I love what she did after Love and Hip Hop, all the weight she's lost, and how she's been able to, boss it out, because she's actually a boss. She went and built on her own. She's been shot, stabbed, a whole bunch of things happened to her, and she has really made something out of herself. So I'm like kind of irritated that I don't see her at all in the previews. I hope you're coming back. I hope it's like a surprise. If you want to come back, I hope it's a surprise. But I need me some Samaya Reese. Also, where's Emily B? Hello, where's Emily? What's going on? Like, you can't have the cast come back together and you got all these people and you're missing Emily B and you're missing Samaya Reese. Those are OGs. Bring them back to the show. I won't be surprised if Emily B doesn't come back, only because you could tell that she was uncomfortable throughout the whole entire filming process. She went through a lot. She went through a lot publicly. So I won't be surprised if she doesn't return, but I really do want to see her return, and I also want to see Samaya. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching my first review on Love and Hip Hop New York, Season 10, Episode 1 and 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's your girl, Chocolate Beauty. Thank you for watching. Ciao.